Hello and welcome back to Wild Sun Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody who you think, oh for heaven's sakes, might enjoy this video. Sorry, I'm dropping things on the floor. Important, crucial things like legs. There's another leg on the floor. Sorry, this is a silly way to start a movie. Today we're making more paper dolls, and I thought we could work with the delineated arms and legs. So I set up a couple of this one goes there. I set up a couple of dolls. For us to play with. So I took my sheets like this, where I have lots of arms and legs on them, and I cut out a few because it's fussy cutting. So, sorry, where are we? So it takes a while. And I thought it's not all that entertaining to watch somebody fussy cut. That's actually why I set everything up ahead of time. This silver, you can see, is a pop top. I don't remember for what. Maybe tea? I don't really know. Oh, I'm a little confused this morning. I woke up with a dream that I was in France with a bunch of people, and I didn't have to get up right away, and I found myself, this is very silly, speaking French, trying to remember. I got myself into a pickle in the dream, and I was trying to figure out how to find somebody that I could talk to. And could I figure out the words? So that was interesting. And it actually was kind of interesting because you know how when you're still kind of asleep, we have access to potentially stuff that's in our subconscious. And I was actually remembering a whole lot of words. I took French. I went to this cool elementary school for a couple of years, where they taught us secondary languages, and actually I think the school only taught French. But they started teaching us in first grade, and the idea was that when we're little, we take in languages a little more easily than when we're older. Because we just kind of suck information in, excuse me, from the world. actually, I never put this together. There are these two scientists. One guy, Greg Braden, is a geologist, and the other guy, Bruce Lipton, is a biologist, and they're here on YouTube, and they talk about how between the ages of our birth and when we are 7 years old, our brains are in a state of really wonderful, openness, I guess, is a way to say it. Sorry, these brads are a little splayed, so it's tricky getting them through the holes. Anyway, and the reason for that, it's kind of genius. The reason for that is that when we're little, we need to figure out the rules of the culture that we've come into, because if one believes these kinds of things, we come from heaven where we don't have to learn the culture. And so what happens here on planet Earth is that our brains stay in, it's sort of a mode of subconsciousness. They're called theta brainwaves. Oh, how tricky. And what happens, it's kind of like sleepwalking or being hypnotized. Actually, it's very much like being hypnotized. And what happens is that whatever our families and our culture tell us, we go like, oh, right, that's how you build a family. That's how you cross a street. That's how you play with friends. That's how you eat your food. That's how you everything. This is how my parents work and play, and this is how I will do it too. So we stay in that theta brainwave place, and just makes it really easy to kind of download all the rules. And we don't completely have our prefrontal cortex, which is right behind we don't develop it. It's right behind our foreheads, and that's kind of the adult brain. And with that part of our brain, we can say, this is a rule of society, but I don't agree with it because it doesn't work for blah, blah, blah. And we can't do that when we're kids because we're in this other brain pattern. And it's really good that we can't argue with it because we don't have a lot of experience crossing roads with cars and, our toys, our basketballs and stuff. So it's better if we just take on all that information and don't argue with it. So we don't really learn all that discernment stuff until we're about 14. Oh, look. I don't know whether this is a she or a he. Sort of wide shoulders, so that seems a little he-ish, but her face is kind of she-ish. Not so heavy with the brow. Huh. Well, we don't know. Or maybe this person's pronouns are they and them. So, yeah. So there's number 1, Deli. And I thought it might be fun to have a body shape that is a little different. Actually, this one's a little complicated, and let's start here. So one of the things that I did on this doll was I decided to have a stationary head. So the head doesn't, tilt forward or backward or anything. By the way, this medallion right here is on, let's see, can you see? There's a little depth underneath. This is black craft foam. And when you take like a dull pencil and draw into, you put the metal tape, this stuff, on top of the craft foam, and you can cut it out into shapes, and I think this was actually the cap of some sort of bottle that I pressed in, and then I drew some other lines. And the craft foam lets the metal kind of keep its shape. Anyway, that's a fun ornament. And I wanted to tell you, I didn't tell you in the last video, this is insulation foam. This particular one is made by a company that calls it Blue Board. If you go to Lowe's and you get theirs, it's green. It's also not quite as small a foam. So these blue boards made by Dow last a little longer than the green ones from Lowe's. So this dolly is going to have a stable head too. So anyway, if I was at this school when I was 6 and 7 years old, I was still in that theta state. So a lot of the French that I got taught, I seemed to have in my subconscious. So when I was waking up this morning, and I was sort of half asleep still and wondering if I could speak French, actually a lot of French was coming back to me. It was kind of fun. So putting the arm on the front is a pretty good way to make sure you're getting the hole in the arm and the body at the same time. I like these brads. They are, I think they're silver and this kind of almost golden brassy color, and then there's a copper color, and there's also kind of a blackish color. So I thought that would be fun. Let's use, no, the copper doesn't seem right. Anyway, they say that it's a good thing to learn languages, even when we're not children, that it helps our brains be very smart. So if I put the arm in front, well, you get to see more of the arm. So that's kind of, let's give that a try. So I hope you are all well. My friend Amy at the Camden Library here in Maine I meant to ask her, Amy, this is for you, to make paper dolls on her video channel. She makes a lot of art and craft for kids to make at the library that has to do with books. And it turns out that she was reading robot books. And so she did make some paper robot dolls. So that was kind of fun. I had a very enjoyable time watching her make robot paper dolls yesterday. I will link the video. So these are examples of making paper dolls with any old manner of body. So this is a feather that I drew and in black and white on cardstock, and then I enlarged it and copied it on some colored cardstock. So that was fun. This doll needs very badly a crown. And I don't think this is what I'm going to end up using. But I might. And this other doll here, I told you about their medallion, and this paper is Deli paper that I jelly plate printed on with some blue acrylic paint, and then I glued it onto cardstock. And this, I think, is just an ornament that it was part of a paper cut. That's what it was. This is blue origami paper. So I glued it on, and then I traced it with a silver pen. And I was going to use this card as it was in my ATC box. But ATCs work with these arms and legs. You can see they're two different sizes on my arms and legs from this set. Yeah, I think I have to do some ornamentation or something on this. I don't think it's exciting enough. How about this? Ooh, that's kind of cool. Yep, we can do that. This circle is made out of golden tinfoil. I got it on Amazon. It's made for people who wrap deli sandwiches. And so it's comes in a box rather than a roll. And there are sheets that are almost 8.5 by 11. That's going to have to dry a minute. And yes, I want to do this. There. When that dries, I think I might draw something into it. So yeah, this is a way to go. This is another setup that I have. This is that golden tinfoil. It's gold on one side and silver on the other. And I might actually make it a little smaller. And there's the red arm. And I'll have to make a head. And let's see, move everybody over a little bit. And then there is this one. The very long body. This is watercolor paper. And I edged the paper with, I don't know what, blue marker maybe? And this doll is also, this is, I don't know whether I'll use, yes, I am going to use the gold side. So there's another halo. So I wanted to, I was thinking about setting up these paper dolls, and I thought about what would we use them for. And one of the ideas that I had was to use them for friends. I was thinking about this still being a time of pandemic and maybe not lockdown, but at least social distancing. And yeah, I was thinking that maybe these could be some of the people that we don't always get to hang out with as much anymore. So if you find yourself in a place in your life where you need to talk to extra people, I was thinking I could put them on walls or on mirrors so that when I pass them in my house, I could, say good morning and good evening, and we could talk about the weather. Yeah, some people say being alone too long is dangerous. I actually am rather enjoying it. It's giving my imagination a good workout. Oh, and I wanted to show you this. This is a paper cut that I sort of cut off to make more of an elongated shape. So I want to make that into a body too. But I haven't done that yet. So I also, well, that's for another video. So I think we'll leave that there. I wish you fun in drawing out some arms and legs and finding some brads if you want them. You can always sew these in. That gives a little bit of extra play if you don't have brads. I think I've also used wire and just done a spiral in front, put it through both the arm and the body, and a spiral in back. But that has to be pretty fine wire, and if you have wire, you probably have brads. So anyway, have fun, and may your conversations with whoever you converse with go very well, and may you learn lots from your friends, whether they are paper or humanoid, and or animal or vegetable or mineral. Yes. So wherever your conversations come from, may you learn a lot of very good information and enjoy yourself. And I blow blessings across the world in a noisy fashion. Yeah, so we're all having a good time. So I'll see you next time with another paper doll idea. I think there's a book coming up. And there's something else. I can't remember right now what that was. Oh, I did want to show you really fast. We had Dot Day in our library group. And so I made some dot borders that I'm going to go down to Staples and copy onto clear label paper so that I can have lots of dot borders to put in books or journals or wherever. And then I also made an all over dot page with all the leftover dots. So happy International Dot Day, which actually I think was at least 2 days ago now. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.